On the surface, Gohan in Dragon Ball GT looks like a helpless nerd, a scholar that never really trained. But if you really study not just GT but the extra material surrounding GT, you learn that Gohan in GT was actually much more powerful than you could ever imagine. Never judge a book by its cover, and on this video we're going to discuss the incredible boost in power that Gohan got in GT that you may not have noticed, but it's definitely there. In fact, you know what? Let me show you. Yes, it's true. Raid Shadow Legends is now on PC and Mac. And not just that, it's also cross-platform. So after you install the game on your PC or Mac, you can continue playing the game on your mobile device. And not only is it easy to install, but you don't even need a high-end PC to run this thing. And the game still has excellent graphics. There is no better time than now to join this epic adventure, and like the mobile version of the game, there are over 400 champions to collect and customize on your adventure, like Gaelic, my personal favorite. And for a free epic champion and 50,000 free silver, click the link in the description right now and get it. Raid Shadow Legends now on PC. So in the recent past, I have done videos discussing the incredible power growth of Gohan, not just what would have happened in Z had he not stopped his training in the 7-year time skip, or what happened in the Dragon Ball Super manga with how strong Gohan has been in recent days. But now I want to talk about something that many of you may not really know about or even thought about. And the important lesson to learn here is, don't judge a book by its cover. Gohan in Dragon Ball GT is actually much stronger than people realize. In fact, some folks have even said that he's gotten weaker in GT, but that's just not true. You're thinking of like Resurrection F or whatever the Battle of Gods, canon, continuity, whatever you want to call it. You're thinking of that. That's different. We're talking about the original anime continuity, what they did with Gohan into GT. GT Gohan is much, much stronger than you could ever imagine. We're going to talk about that here on this video, the finale of the Gohan power scaling trilogy. And joining me on this one, the third member of the trinity of Dragon Ball YouTube power scalers that were already on the previous two videos. Why not end it off with Chuck? Sup, Chuck?
Hey guys, what is poppin'? Yeah, glad to be here.
Very long intro there by me. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I wanted to clarify, real quick for everybody again. When we discussed GT Gohan, the events of Battle of Gods and Dragon Ball Super, those events did not happen in this continuity. Even though they were in the 10-year time skip, that did not happen. So we have to judge it just based on what happened in Dragon Ball Z and GT. But if you look at Gohan's Z scaling, Chuck, would that not continue to apply even into GT, or would it be even higher?
It would actually be far higher, because there is the common misconception that, everyone was slacking off in GT, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, everyone got weaker or whatever. However, in the GT Perfect files, it is stated that Gohan hadn't neglected his training, so basically means that he never, I guess you could say...
he never stopped
got rusty.
training.
Yeah. So he never got rusty like the other Gohan did, who was in his goddamn tracksuit. And there's actually a lot of evidence that he did get more powerful, because although he doesn't get to shine as much as Goku and the other characters, because GT is Goku time, Gohan actually does hold his own against really powerful characters, and even the other side characters like Goten and Trunks actually do a lot of cool stuff as well that Gohan would scale from.
Right. Now, before we get to that, just even before GT, just by judging on the fact that this guy kept training, within a year, we saw Gohan go from just being a kid at the beginning of the Android saga, training with Goku, in the Room of Spirit and Time, the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and was able to unlock Super Saiyan and then Super Saiyan 2. He had the potential to do it. He's always been stated as having the character with the most potential, the one of the Saiyan that has the most potential, that is. If you just base it on that scaling, plus having his power unlocked. So I feel like Gohan in GT, if you take into account like the 15 years, is... even in GT, at the beginning of GT, is stronger than the same Gohan that fought Super Buu, Ultimate Gohan.
Yeah, and one of the things that we have to cover real quick is regarding Gohan's power, because there is actually a recent V-Jump guidebook or scan that implied that when Buu had actually absorbed Gohan, that he gained power on par with Super Saiyan 3, which doesn't make any sense, because in the guidebooks and in the series, they imply that he is more powerful than Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the same one who Goku was confident could have defeated Fat Buu, even as just regular Super Saiyans. And keep in mind that this is the Fat Buu that was, relative to Goku and he was like, okay, like he could have beaten him if he went full power, but even then, Fat Boo was still like, within the threshold of power. And there's just a lot of absurd power climbing in the Boo saga as well. Goku even says that him and Vegeta couldn't take down Super Boo by themselves, so basically it showcases that Gohan is incredibly more powerful than Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Super Saiyan 3 Goku as well.
And definitely Vegeta. I mean, significantly more powerful. That's always been the strongest Gohan in Z. That's always been, the strongest unfused character in Z, not including the 2015, 2013 retcons, no Battle of Gods, just ignore all that stuff. The strongest singular Earthling would be Gohan. And now with GT, continuing training, tell us about some of the feats that Gohan accomplished in GT to prove how strong he was.
First, we have to go with Rildo, who, although he wasn't the main villain or the main threat of the series, he was actually stated by Goku to being stronger than Boo. Now, we don't know if he means Kid Boo or Fat Boo. It is really vague. They never tell us anything. But even if it is just Kid Boo or Fat Boo, the ones that Goku fought against individually, this would mean that Gohan's able to contend with a character that is already Boo Saga level. And if he means Boohan, that basically gives you an even higher power increase regarding how this guy is,
once again, we're talking about base Goku. He's not even transformed yet, and he's taken it to Rildo.
Yeah, and Gohan was actually able to face off against Rildo, implied to be a more powerful one after he escapes from Hell, and Gohan's able to hold his own against him in just base alone.
Yeah, it was implied in the series that the Hellfighters, or whatever you want to call them, Dr. Miyu and Dr. Garrow's union, or Gero in the dub, whatever. Garrow's the way you pronounce it. They created the Hellfighters, and Hellfighter 17 was obviously the main villain, but then you have Frieza and Cell, which are said to have gotten upgrades. They don't tell you how much stronger they are, right? But they are stronger. So you could assume that Rildo in Super 17 is stronger than the Rildo Goku fought, and even then Gohan was able to hold his own. So nobody's sitting here saying that Gohan is like Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Vegeta level, or even like baby Vegeta. No one's saying he's that strong, but this idea that GT Gohan is weaker has to be this idea from fans that either don't know the perfect files, don't understand basic scaling, or they may have never even seen GT. They may have seen a picture of Gohan with the glasses on and thought he's a nerd, he's not the same Gohan we knew, blah, blah, blah. When in actuality, based on the perfect files and what he actually does in GT, GT Gohan would murk any version of Z Gohan, including Cell Saga. I don't care what Gohan we're talking about here. GT Gohan would beat him.
And if you think about it, that is fundamentally Gohan, the one with the glasses, the one that's supposed to be a nerdy. That's him. That is his whole purpose. He doesn't want to be a fighter, which is why he, distanced himself from that in Super and also to an extent in Z. But generally, baseline, he does have insane potential. And it was actually stated by Baby that other than Vegeta, Gohan was the strongest Saiyan, and, well, obviously not counting Goku either, but he wasn't there. But on Earth, though, Baby did state that he was the strongest one. And
don't forget that Teen Baby and Goten. What about that one?
Yeah, so even though Goten wasn't training as much as Gohan or the others, it was actually implied that he slacked off just like Trunks. He was still strong enough to compete with Teen Baby, who Goten was like, this guy's doesn't even compare to the guys I faced, which includes Super Boo, who Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks had to fight off against. So you can kind of see that even though Goten is pretty much rusty, not really, fighting or anything on a consistent basis, he is still able to deal with Boo Saga level characters, and Gohan is obviously more powerful than he was.
Right, easily. So, yeah. So, in other words, folks, don't underestimate GT Gohan, because he is a lot more powerful than you could think. Please go check out Chuck's channel. I will leave a link down below. Chuck power scales anything from Dragon Ball to fictional novels. He power scales breakfast cereals. He power scales freaking 1988 hockey teams. He will power scale anything. And great discussions, too, on potential characters in Marvel, DC, Dragon Ball. I'm giving you the hard sell, bro, so everybody checks you out.
I appreciate it, man. And I'm really glad to be here. It's definitely been a while since we did a collab, for sure.
Yeah, well, for sure. It's only been about an hour, but that's okay. No, I'm kidding. We did record one a minute ago, but still, check out Chuck, like I said to everyone, because there's some good stuff there, bro. Anime, lots of anime, too. It ain't just other stuff, but it is other stuff, including anime. So,
yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys.
Pretty soon you'll be power scaling James Bond villains, bro.
Maybe.
You might as well, bro. All right. Anyways, thank you again for being here, and thanks everybody for listening. Leave your comments down below about how strong you think Gohan is in GT, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, peace out.